Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody watching. My name is Steve Bennett, and this is Dungeons and Naggins. Hooray!
Hooray!
Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Steve, and I am your Naggin Lord here this evening, meaning I will be hosting and running the show. And what we are doing is we're playing a role-playing game where we have our three comedians here, our three people playing characters here. Say hello.
Hello.
There we go. There's you three there. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going on an adventure with them as they play some wonderful characters. So first up, we've got Erin McGathy. Hello, Erin.
Hello.
How are you doing? Who are you playing this evening?
I am playing a new character, Radio Shift. And I've thrown together this outfit, which I is part barbarian, but mostly I think like your aunt who came home after a really long night. That's got her shirt torn up, unfortunately. But I'm really excited to be here.
Wonderful. We're so excited to have you. What are you drinking? What are you drinking from?
I'm drinking from this bottle that I stole from Stella Cinema, a very fancy cinema here in Dublin. And I'm drinking Bullet whiskey, ye old fantasy Bullet whiskey.
Tremendous. Ronan Carey, thank you so much for being here. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
And who are you this evening?
I am with MONTOFFREY DEVERE. I am a cheeky little chap from the big city, and I get up to all sorts of scrapes and japes.
Amazing. And what are you drinking?
I am drinking, where has it gone? I'm drinking Shine of the Moon.
Oh. Tremendous. Stephen
From
Bradley.
the two trees. The Shine of the Moon from the old kingdom of the two trees.
Bradley, thank you so much, Ronan.
Yeah.
Hello. Did you mention me?
Oh, I am indeed. And you're playing...
Oh, I'm playing Grunt McBoom.
Yes.
The orc druid who has been banished from his family in the forest and has made his way to is making his way to the big city because he's a dream of becoming a great magician in the fine casinos in the capital city.
And what are you drinking from?
I am drinking a Moscow Mule from this very exciting thing that I made to myself.
Wonderful.
Lots of glitter.
We're all tremendously proud. Thank you, Stephen.
Naggin Lord, can I just say, I just want to clarify that my backstory isn't that I'm a drunk aunt. Okay?
Sure, of course. Yeah.
I realize we're saying our backstories. I was going to save it for the story, but
your backstory is that you're...
my backstory is that I am a barbarian from the Bone Tree clan, and I have fled my village because I'm so strong and violent, but I want to be seen as an artist. And so I'm out to like prove myself.
Amazing.
And I'm estranged from my sister Bior.
All three of you are adventurers who know each other from adventures before. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be telling a story all together. I'm going to describe what's happening in the world around you, and then you will say what you want to do, and we will roll dice to see if that succeeds or if it fails. Now, that's where we come to the Dice Lord. Hello, Jordan. How are you doing?
Hello.
I understand that you are an Englishman who's been trapped in a dice prison in between worlds by an Irish witch.
Yeah, classic story.
Yeah. So what are you going to be doing for us this evening?
Well, I'm going to be controlling the dice because part of my punishment for from this witch is that I now have to roll dice for adventurers for centuries, essentially. So.
And what will happen is the players are going to say what they want to do. They will say if they have on their character sheet any bonuses or minus points for doing that. Jordan will roll for them and we'll find out whether things succeed or fail. And we'll be checking in with you after a while as well, Dice Lord. We are on to Will Hines. Hello, Will Hines. How are you doing?
Greetings.
Hello,
nice
Will.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. I understand that you're in LA, and what time is it there?
It is just after noon here. Hey, Stephen. Hi, Erin.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, it's just after noon.
Well, thank you especially for being with us here so early in the day. We really appreciate it.
And it's very early. I'm an actor. I'm a bohemian actor. Noon is still quite early for me, so this is a big sacrifice. I appreciate you acknowledging that.
Well, we really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And you are acting for us here this evening. You're going to be playing our non-player characters. So when our adventurers encounter certain people in the world of Naggin, they will encounter you as one of those characters. And if anything doesn't make sense for you, Will, or for any of our players here, at any point, feel free to pop your hand up and explain that you don't know what the hell is going on, and I will come and I will help. That's what I'm here for. Are we all ready to begin?
I wish I had you in real life. That's great.
How are we all doing? Are we all ready to go?
Yes.
Well, then let's begin our adventure of all together now. Dungeons
and Naggins.
We begin our adventure in the land of Naggin, in a sleepy village by the name of Vale full of cans. The townspeople all over the square are bustling to and fro. Everyone's very excited and everyone is preparing for the upcoming festival. People are murmuring, some people are singing, but we don't have the budget for that. And you are all our three adventurers. We've got RIDDEE Shift, QUIP, MONTOFFREY, DEVERE, and GRUNT McBoom. You are all in this town square of the village of Vale full of cans. People are walking to and fro. Some people are building things, setting up stalls. Everyone's very excited for the festival. So I'd like us to start off with you describing what are you doing or what are you trying to do in your bit of the town square. Let's start with you, Stephen.
Okay. I'm trying to get somebody's attention to find out what this festival is. I'm kind of approaching somebody and asking them very politely. Can I get some answers about what's happening?
Amazing. Can you roll for charisma, please?
Oh, of course.
Is that me?
Yes, that is indeed. Go ahead, Dice Lord.
Sorry, it's been a couple of centuries since I rolled. So I'm just going to roll one of these as per usual. I know this. I'm saying it out loud to check that you all know.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. No one questions.
Okay. Well, you've rolled a fantastic 5, and that is sarcasm.
Well, okay. Loud and clear. +1. That's a 6. Thank you.
That's a 6. Okay.
All right.
I'd like you to walk over, and I need you to say 3 words to a person.
Okay.
Walk over. Will, this is going to be you now for a moment, just to jump in on somebody. This is the local blacksmith who is who's standing nearby. Stephen, I need you to yell 3 words. That's what you get for 6 points.
Sir, what fare?
What's your problem, pal?
I'm just sorry. I'm not trying to be.
Just walk up to people out of nowhere and start a conversation.
I'm just curious to know what's happening. What's all the hustle and bustle? What's
your angle? What are you after?
Oh, I just want to know. I'm just curious. I'm
curious about my emotional state.
You seem fine. I mean, you seem a little agitated now, but you know.
Yeah,
the blacksmith.
I'm actually doing all right.
The blacksmith turns, offended by your interruption, and goes back into his blacksmith shop to hammer away at a little hammer or whatever they do. Next up, Ronan, QUIP. What are you doing?
QUIP has positioned himself near the main town square, so for all the blow-ins walking through, and he's cowering up in a little ball, and he's saying, "Any arms for a poor blind woman?"
Amazing. That's going to be another roll for charisma, please.
Okay, here we go. Do you have a charisma of 9?
Yeah.
Plus
4.
+4 is a 13. Yeah, it works to a certain amount. You get 2 gold off some kind people who are passing by, apple salespeople who are making a lot of money selling them apples around at the fair. And one of them says a witty quip as he passes you the 2 gold. Will?
Yes, here's 2 gold for you, and that's more gold for my heart for being such a lovely person.
And he's gone into the crowd. Erin, McGathy, RIDDEE Shift, what are you doing?
I watched the interaction with Grunt and the townsperson, so I'm gonna walk up to Grunt. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Hey. I kind of saw what happened over there.
Oh God, you saw that.
Yeah, I mean, I relate. I have really low charisma, so I've been there, but
thank you. It's nice to have a sympathetic ear. The blacksmith was a real. You don't mind me saying.
Yeah, no, he seemed terrible. Steve, Naggin Lord, I'd like to rush inside the shop with my sword drawn and intimidate the shopkeeper.
All right, you run around to the back. You kick in the door. I'm going to need you to roll for what's going to be for. I'm going to say that's strength to roll for intimidation to try and look big and surly and strong.
Okay,
Great.
we're kicking off this adventure big time. Yeah, you've got a 12.
All right, +4, so it's 16.
Yeah, it's very intimidating. What do you say?
Yeah, I say let's do it.
You want to fight the blacksmith right now?
No, I just want to kick in the door. So I
you
kick in the door.
successfully kick in the door. What are you yelling when you kick in there?
Hey! Fuckface!
What's this?
Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to curse at you. Hey, buddy. You talked to my friend back there, and he's a nice guy, and he just kind of turned around and walked away. We're new to your town. What's your deal?
Naggin Lord, what's RIDDEE's charisma?
That would be a -2.
It's -3, actually.
Your charisma is -3. It's -3 charisma. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready to react now. What hideous creature? What's going? He just came in the back of my shop. Does no one in this town have boundaries? Some freak guy out front just started a conversation with me out of nowhere, and now a really off-putting whatever you are comes.
I'm a barbarian elf, and look, I lack charisma, so I try to intimidate with strength. But hey, look, it looks like you had a real rough day.
Yes,
see
that's true.
tissues everywhere, and
yes. I'm in disarray. I'm really behind on my tasks. I feel all thumbs. I've been hammering like crap all day. Yeah, I feel thank you for asking. I feel terrible.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, I'm having a bad day. You're having a bad day. If we could just move past it. We're just wondering what's going on with the festival, if you know what's going on with the festival.
Yeah, the festival. It's gonna be a good time. As an NPC, do I need to tell them something about this?
You can check your memory, which means ask me. And
let me think. Let me just think. Go inside myself deeply for a moment, and
you remember that the festival is a festival that brings everyone a lot of joy and a lot of money into the town. It's all centered around goats, and there's one goat that's more special than the other goats, and that goat has a name which you can remember. And that's a very important, very special goat for the festival.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes. The festival's great. It's really a good time. Loved it. Doesn't hurt that a lot of cash comes into town. I love that too, of course. There's a lot of goats. I recommend one goat in particular, and that's goat. Splendorifa.
Oh,
have you heard of Splendorifa? This goat is extraordinary. I mean, she's a blast.
I apologize.
For a goat, she's really smart and great.
Right. I apologize. I don't know the culture here. When you say that the goat's a really great goat, for what purpose is the goat a great goat?
I mean, I have my answer, but Lord Naggin, do you have one?
Yeah, for sure. It would be that the goats are kind of have like, there's a sort of, some people say it's superstition, but there's sort of a magical way about the goats that everyone thinks that if they don't have this big goat festival where they get the one special goat and put it up on a stick in front of everybody on a little platform, that things won't go well.
Yeah. Splendor. Yeah. The goats, my rude visitor, I'll tell you, the goats in general are really special to us, and we think they really have a thing or two going for them. But Splendorifa, we think, is sort of a chosen goat kind of situation where we need them for rituals and to sort of please the lords. And let's just put it this way: if we don't treat Splendorifa right, things start to go wrong around here. That's how we feel. So we're really excited to treat Splendorifica like she deserves. And I'll tell you what, for a goat, she's really sharp. If you just look her right in the eyes, there's somebody's home for this goat. I'll tell you. That's how we feel about it. So yeah, we're excited to treat Splendorifica right.
Is that what you're making here? All this metal?
Yeah, I'm making a lot of stuff for Splendorifica. I got some little boots for her hooves to like dress her up well, and I have a nice little metal cozy for her horn. Like you can slide it on her horn, and it is armor technically, but it's more decorative. I just made it out of tin, so it's pretty malleable. I hope she likes it. I don't know. I hope she likes it.
That's great.
Yeah. It's a little tin with some stars on it, and I put my initials in the back. Nobody has to notice those. But yeah.
Naggin Lord.
At this point, Radio Shift hears a trumpet that's happening out in the town square, and obviously QUIP and GRUNT hear it too. You guys are already in the square, and there's someone's playing a trumpet, like a triumphant welcoming of someone to the stage. Something is happening. Something's going on in the town square.
I think I can take a guess.
I apologize. I'm sorry I yelled at you so much. I apologize to Ridey on the way out. I had a heck of a morning, and
I'm terrifying. I know I'm.
Naggin Lord, can I come in and ask for an apology as well?
Yeah, you can pop your head in the door,
Okay,
Scooby-Doo style.
excuse me, blacksmith.
Yeah.
I heard you give my friend an apology. I'm wondering, does that extend to old GRUNT?
I should, but now that you're in here, nah, man, get out of here. What are you doing?
This is a mess anyway.
An act for an apology. Get out of here.
Come on.
As I'm leaving, I'm annoyed at the blacksmith, so I pick up the cuff for the goat, and I swallow it, and I wake and I walk out. I swallow it.
Good job, Ridey.
Okay, great.
And it's so painful, but I'm fine.
Yeah, I'd like you to roll for I'm going to say that's strength as well, to try and swallow that without taking any damage.
Yeah, I figure because I'm a barbarian, I maybe wasn't thinking it out too far with like swallowing it.
What I love in this game is people not thinking things out too far. It's my favorite.
-2 charisma.
Sorry, -3
Strength.
charisma, but this is strength, so I'm +4 strength.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So it is 11.
11 plus 4 is a 15. Yeah, you swallow that thing down. It goes down sort of like cartoon style, like down your throat, like a glub like that, and it's down there. It's in. You guys all walk out to the town square, and you can see that there's a bunch of people all gathered up in a crowd, and they see that there's a mayor walking out onto the stage in front of everybody, and the mayor's standing there, and then lifts up his hands, and everyone in the crowd goes silent to listen to what the mayor has to say.
Go on.
No, you go ahead, QUIP. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask, can one voice in the crowd be heard, which is genuine Splendorifica urine for sale? Real genuine Splendorifica urine for sale.
I'd like you to roll for charisma again to see if anyone can hear you screaming that might come over and buy some while the speech is going on.
Yeah, and bear in mind you are interrupting the Lord Mayor here.
Yeah.
So that's a 13.
+4, 17.
Yeah, it works. 2 people come over and they buy some
real genuine Splendorifica urine.
Yeah, you get 1 gold for 1 bottle. The mayor commences his speech.
Can I get a bottle of that Splendorifica urine? Or
you want one?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll take 1.
5 gold.
I only have 3.
I'll take it.
QUIP, we're friends. Okay, perfect. I'll take it.
+4 gold.
The mayor makes a speech.
The mayor stands up on the. He's both weirdly insecure and cocky at the same time somehow. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. It's me, the mayor. So excited for the festival. Be warned about people saying they have genuine Splendorifica urine. She famously only pees a little bit, though. It's pretty tough to get a hold of actual genuine Splendorifica urine. So just be warned.
All the more valuable.
It's just I don't know. Just check out the character who's selling it and let the buyer beware. I have some bad news to announce. Splendorifica
there's been a fucking explosion at the side of the gate, and loads of horrible enemy knights go in to the town square, and some of them have like armor on, and some of them look like mercenaries, and they've got like daggers, and they're shanking people, and they're just coming in and just slaughtering people, and and everybody's screaming, and then a giant evil figure steps out in behind all of the horrible people, and he announces himself to be Lord Shite-Crack.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dang.
And he stands in front of the crowd who are being slaughtered, and he points at the goat who'd just been brought out onto the stage. And Lord Shite-Crack points at the goat and says to everybody,
"What's up, nerds? I'm taking Splendorifa with me. Sorry, I'm taking her with me."
And then that is what happens. Several of his mercenaries run up onto the stage, and one of them punches the mayor, and some other guys like stab the guards to death, and the mayor screams,
"Oh, shit! That hurts."
And they bundle the goat into a sack, Splendorifa, and they run away back behind Lord Shitecrack, and they leave. They get onto like a cart, and
we're out of here.
They fuck off.
See you later, nerds. See you later, nerds.
I radio shift scream up to the sky. I just wanted to go to a festival.
Me, Grunt, throws the urine up into the air and goes, "It's okay, I have some of his urine." Fine.
I grab Grunt and I pull his beard down to me. And I say, "Look, Grunt, you know that urine is from QUIP. He's tricked you again. You know him."
I turn around, and then I suddenly have a new, fresh jar of Splendorifa's urine, and I say, "Even rarer than before."
I'll take it.
Genuine urine.
All right, and now we turn our attention to all the murder around us.
You see that in front of you, 3 mercenaries have stepped towards you, and each of them says a different curse word, as one of them draws out a sword, another one gets an axe, and another one has a crossbow.
Am I these mercenaries?
Yeah, for sure. Give me 3 curse words.
Blandel. And Farnell.
All right.
Oh.
And shit fuck.
Ah!
And you are in your first combat session as you all take out your weapons. Tell me what you've got. Erin.
I have a great sword that I've named Maria.
Maria the Great Sword. Stephen.
I got a dagger, but I've also got magic. So
Very cool.
All the weapons.
Ronan.
So it hasn't been established yet, but I'm a bard, and I play the bagpipes. And out of one of the pipes is a blade.
Amazing. You draw that blade as the 3 of you step up to your 3 aggressors who are looking at you very angry with a sword, an axe, and a crossbow. The guy with the crossbow shoots at you and... oh, wow. Okay, definitely hits one of you. Could you all... Jordan, can you roll all 3 of them for dexterity at the same time, please?
Oh, yeah. I don't have a horse in this race, so this is very exciting for me. So 17, 6, and 4, which
Gotcha.
is...
Okay, great. So who got the 17?
RIDDEE.
RIDDEE, I see. Gotcha. You don't get hit with anything. You jump out of the way as the other 2 get hit with one of you with a crossbow and another one with a slash of a sword. Can you both please lose 3 damage? And tell me what your health is on now, please.
22.
22.
Oh.
And it is now time for combat. So we're going to start with you, RIDDEE O'Shift, who dived out of the way with your sword, Maria, at the ready.
Oh, you've muted.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
RIDDEE, come on!
You're back. Come along.
She lost her voice in terror.
I'm already
sorry. So I have my sword, Maria, and NAGGIN. Lord, can you repeat again, like what's immediately in front of me?
There are two guys, one with a sword, I think he said Blandel, one with an axe, he said Farnell, and one with a crossbow who said shitfuck.
All right.
They're three mercenaries.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm not perfect, but I'm not racist.
You want to go for charisma to see if you can diffuse it, or do you want to hit them?
I want to hit them. Sorry.
Wise choice.
I got distracted at the idea of, I don't know, thinking like I was thinking too hard about what derogatory term Blandel was, and I was like, why am I so invested in the racism of this fantasy world?
You thought I called you a swear word that implied you were a racist, like the swear word?
No, I thought you were just like, I thought you were just saying it.
That I said a racial term.
Yeah, not
some
not
kind of barbarian
derogatory.
racist term.
Yeah,
A
just
racist
because
term for barbarian.
you're not a man of many words and you want to say something intimidating, and the first thing that comes out of your mouth is like the race that you're stuck
Use
under.
the person of being a racist is the most intimidating thing.
Yeah.
Racist.
And
Yeah.
All right,
minutes
so
before
and
racism. Cool.
I take my sword and I try to slash them. How close together are they?
Yeah, they're both standing there like maybe they're real close, like brothers, or like guys who call themselves brothers, even though they're not.
All right.
Oh.
Best friends.
I do a slash across their stomachs.
Amazing. Roll for the
hoping to
bonus
knock them
on
down.
the sword.
Okay.
Bonus 4.
Bonus on the sword is 4. Okay. I'm rooting for you. Kill that.
Maria!
You've got a 10.
A 10 plus 4 is a 14. You get one of them and cut one of them in half. His top half lands in the arms of his best friend, who says,
Oh, what a day!
What else had happened that day?
That can't have been the only thing.
drops the top half of his former friend, and Ronan as QUIP, you're next up.
Running away, is that an option?
Yeah, you can do that.
I run and hide.
Roll for dexterity, please.
Okay. I appreciate any man who is steadfast in their cowardice. So I'm rooting for you. 17.
Oh no, I've got a plan.
17.
17 plus 1. I got 18.
You got
I run
18.
the fuck out of it.
Fuck.
You
Great at hiding.
run the hell. You're hiding back behind the mayor, like behind like a crate on the stage where the mayor is sitting next to you. You look at each
The
other.
mayor dead, or was he just punched?
He was just punched. He's okay. His
Oh.
nose is bleeding.
Does he have any valuables on him?
Hey, get your hands out of my pockets. What are you doing?
Checking if your heartbeat was still going.
In
They're in your pockets.
in my pockets, you're checking my heartbeat?
I'm not a doctor.
Ah, well, you know what? I appreciate the care.
Stephen,
Yeah.
Grunt, you're
Okay.
next.
Okay. I want to turn into a bear.
Okay.
And I want to
Works.
go for them.
Stephen,
But
you're
I want to do one thing first. I want to turn around. I want to yell at the blacksmith. Say, blacksmith, check
Yeah.
this out.
I look out of my shop and I'm like, would you just leave me alone?
No way. No
What?
way, blacksmith. I want you to see this.
Why do I have to be
Stephen,
The
as
blacksmith
Grunt McBroom, we've come to your power in as a druid that you can turn into certain animals. We've got 6 animals. Jordan, you've got a D6.
Yeah.
You can turn into either a bird, a fish, a spider, a bear, a gorilla, or a unicorn. What do you want?
A bear.
A bear, I see.
Yeah.
Roll and see what he gets, Jordan.
Okay. I mean, I'd quite like to see a fish fight a blacksmith. But here we go.
Oh, I'm
5.
getting to him.
You've rolled
It's
a 5.
It's a gorilla.
I'm going to what?
You
You're a
turn
gorilla.
into a gorilla.
Okay. Okay.
And now I need you to roll for your wisdom to see how good of a gorilla you've turned into.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
The blacksmith's looking on like,
Check
I
this
don't buy
out.
it. No way this guy's good.
You fucking blacksmith.
Come on, gorilla.
That gorilla was the
gorilla.
guy? You suck. You suck, gorilla.
Gorilla doesn't suck because he rolled a 17.
That's right.
you turn into a big, like powerful, like crazy
Yeah.
strong gorilla. What do you want to do?
What do you think of that, blacksmith?
The blacksmith's a little impressed. He's like,
Thank you.
Like how people
All right.
in TV ads are impressed. Like,
yeah.
That's all I wanted, blacksmith. That's all I wanted. I turn around and I go for one of the guards. I go for which ones are still alive?
There's two of them, one with a sword
One and a
one with
half is
crossbow.
alive.
1.5 is alive.
Yeah.
The guy who's holding his pal in his arms, I want to go for him.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
I just start
roll
swinging my arms around.
strength.
Like, oh yeah. And I just run towards him.
Okay.
Jordan, I'd like you to roll it twice and take the best one.
Okay. So the first one is a 7, and then the second one is a 17.
A 17. Okay,
Yeah.
How many
great.
17s? We don't have a
You
chance.
get one guy and you
He's
beat the other
weighted.
guy to death with him.
Great.
Okay.
I'm looking at the blacksmith the entire time.
You took one of the guys and beat the other one to death with him as a weapon?
Yeah.
I'm going to have it be the guy who said, what a day. And he's like, oh, boy, my journal is going to be so colorful.
Your fight is now over as you look up and you can see the smoke clearing in the town square. There's little fires here and there, and there's been a lot of destruction in the town as the mayor stands up from behind his crate, and the two of you walk over to stand next to QUIP. So Grunt and RIDDEE and QUIP are all standing there together in front of the mayor, and you can see that the goat Splendorifa has been taken. And the townspeople are around starting to look real like pissed off about that goat not being here anymore. And the mayor knows he's got to offer you guys a job.
Okay. All right, guys. Look, I'm up a creek right here. Splendorifa is gone. We only have a little bit of a urine left.
I know.
In addition to just needing her, I need someone to help me out. Look, here's what I can offer. I will give 300 gold pieces each to you if you can retrieve Splendorifa for the festival. My suspicion is that Lord Shitcrack took him because we saw it happen, so that's my guess. But you know, whatever.
Slander anybody.
Do you have any more
the
information?
Mayor, how long does the festival last? Is it like one of these like solstice festivals? It's like months and months, or
no? It starts in 1 week. We need it for then, or it's no good to us.
right?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for this opportunity. I think we've all proved ourselves equally capable in that last fracas. And I would just like to ask if there's a possibility of increasing the fee.
You're negotiating your fee. Let me tell you something. You have my back. Let me check my memory.
Story.
All right, let me check my memory because I have to remember what the town's budget is and how much of a coward I am. Am I gonna give in to this guy, Lord NAGGIN?
Yeah, let's say if he rolls a like a 15 or higher, you can add on an extra 100, and if he rolls a 20, you can double it. If he rolls a natural 20, you can double it.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
go.
charisma.
A 9.
9 plus.
9 plus 4.
You refuse in whatever language you decide fit.
Okay. I'm a little offended because I'm giving him this opportunity and he's already trying to negotiate his fees. So I switch into Orcish because I feel like that's sort of the most crude language. And in Orcish, I sort of tell him to pipe down and just be grateful that I'm giving him this because I just met this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm
Well, I can't speak Orcish, so I assume he has doubled the fee.
I've never actually heard of Orcish, even though I've been trapped in here for 100 years and more. What does that even sound like?
Orcish to me is like hunga, riga nunga, nunga, nunga.
Oh, God.
What a beautiful language.
Romantic.
It's a shame it died out.
To kind of smooth things over with the mayor, I tried to regurgitate the goat cuff.
What are you doing? What do you regret?
That feels like strength again. I don't know what else to call that. Go for it.
That's like core strength, I think.
Do I roll for it or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you've rolled a 4.
Okay, so 8. So.
You cough up a tooth.
Oh my God.
And I offer up the tooth and I say
Whose
to him,
tooth is that?
Dear Mayor, I'm from the Bone Tree clan, and this is what people propose with. And this is not a romantic proposal, but I just want you to know that we will get that goat back. And I'm sorry for mistreating your blacksmith, and I'm sorry about the urine and everything.
The
But
mayor
if we could get more money, that would be great.
The mayor is such a glad hander and so concerned about votes that he just assumes this is some precious ritual and takes the tooth like with a lot of pride. Thank you. Of course, I'm proud to accept this bloody and somewhat bile-covered tooth in the spirit in which it was offered. I'll throw in an extra 10 gold pieces each. It's not much, but it's a gesture of thanks.
Nice.
Thank you.
Great.
Nice.
On the
Amazing.
return of Splendorifica, that is. So
You're welcome.
Go up to
course.
310.
Gotcha. You're all going to turn and walk out of the village of Ballyfull of Cans to settle on the road to the south, where the mayor has told you that Lord Shycrack's fortress is south along the river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You walk out
Great. Let's
together.
go.
Boys.
Okay, let's do
Three
it.
adventurers walking out along the road
Mr.
with the
Gorilla.
smoking home village of Ballyfull of Cans behind you. We fade into the, I guess, end of the first act of our adventure as I turn over to our dice lord, Jordan. Jordan, hello. Let me come in there and say hi to you. Hello. So it's so great to be in here with you in your tiny
Sorry, let me just
dice
clean
that
up.
you're trapped in. And how are you doing? How's it going over there?
I'm doing well. This is the most excitement I've had in years.
Amazing.
I got to see a gorilla and I got to see a goat.
What
I'm a real zoologist. Or I'm an amateur zoologist.
What person into a zoo or a farm?
go through our players, and we need you to assign some penance to them based on how they've played in the last 20-25 minutes or so.
Sure. Let me just take a sip of my drink. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a wonderful drink that you've got there, by the way. Well done.
Yeah, it's
Well done.
very,
Good work.
very fermented, but it's just a condensated sweat from my dice prison, which is just a normal 20-sided walled
God.
prison, you know. The
So
usual.
you gotta drink something, you know. That's cool. We all
Exactly.
support you in this.
Gotta
So
drink
tell me,
something.
were there any big successes or failures that you want to reward?
I mean, the biggest success was the cowardice of QUIP, obviously.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've really got to applaud a man who run away that well.
I've really
without-
established that the other two should be friends with me, and that
Yes.
we are clearly very good pals, and that we all treat each other well.
Yeah, and you know what? Everyone kind of roots for an arsehole.
Yeah.
You know,
That's how it goes. Yeah.
you secretly want the
Generally,
arseholes to win.
How many shots would you administer from the naggin for that act
So,
of
I'm
cowardice?
getting rewarded.
oh, you're getting rewarded, yes. So you're getting 2 swigs for your cowardice, and a little
2
Dutch
swigs.
courage will make you run a little faster as well. So
Alcohol makes you run faster.
yes, which is how alcohol works.
Famously.
Yeah. No, it'd make me face the fight the next time. 2 swigs. All right.
Yeah.
2 swigs, maybe face the fight. Bit of Dutch courage for the next one. Who's next, Jordan?
I'd like to give Grunt McBoom.
Thank you.
While I was very impressed with the fact that he didn't turn into a fish and he did turn into a gorilla,
Yeah.
what for some reason everyone's ignored is that he's turned back into a man, but he's now completely naked.
Yes. I
His clothes
busted through all of
instantly
my
ripped
clothes.
off. Yeah,
Well, I wasn't wearing gorilla attire. Of course I did.
no.
This
So
is the-
unfortunately, I'm
this
gonna have
is-
to. I'm gonna have to give you 3 swigs for not thinking ahead.
I
2 swigs
mean,
for nudity.
seems
Yeah.
6 for nudity. That's only gonna make me nuder.
And that's radio shift, Erin.
And radio
McGathy.
shift. She burst through the door with great finesse, and then instantly crumbled and instantly lost confidence, which was extremely unimpressive. For a woman so big, her balls are tiny. So I have 3 swigs.
All right, well, I'm not going to. Oh, no.
But it was a wonderful effort, and I especially I'm intrigued to see because basically I sit around here. I look. Sometimes I look over there.
Mhm.
Sometimes I look over there, and
Mhm.
there isn't much else to do. I do that every now and again. So just watching this is brilliant, and especially the relationship that seemed to have formed, half consensual, half resisting from the blacksmith and from Grunt. I'm very intrigued. To
I don't
see
feel
where
like
it
it's
goes.
over between us. I feel like
Mm,
we go.
do.
No.
You hear a
I'm
shout
not.
from the distance from a
Hey, listen,
turret in the village.
over. It's over.
Blacksmith, listen, when we get this goat back, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna shove it right in your face.
Please
As-
don't.
This conversation shakes this us back into the world of Naginthia, and I'll get out of here. Thank you very much, Jordan.
Thanks.
The Dice Lord will check in with you in a little while.
Please come back. Oh, he's gone. Okay.
We are back to our adventure as we have our 3 heroes walking along a forest path. And you're just walking along. You know that you're heading south. You're heading to the next town over. You can see it over the crest of a hill in the distance, and that is the town of Vodka Vale. And you're walking south towards Vodka Vale, but you'll have to pass through a forest along your way. You're just walking along.
I know that we've been on a couple adventures now, but can we talk about how we met?
Of course.
One of my favorite stories.
It's a great one, please.
It's a great one. It's so, it doesn't make a lot of sense. That's what I love about it.
Quip, you're so good with your words. I dare
Grunt,
you.
Yes, go ahead. You start, Grunt, yes.
What?
Go on.
Quip, you're so good with your words. I challenge you to tell the whole complicated story of how the 3 of us, 3 very, very different people with different objectives and backgrounds, how we became a band of adventurers in 1 sentence.
In 1 sentence.
1 sentence.
Oh, wow. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, we don't... Go for it,
I
Quip.
sit down on a rock.
I'll do it in 2 words.
I lift up Quip like a baby.
Yeah. I'll do it in 2 goddamn words.
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Free meat.
That's
true.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I love a bargain, and you both love eating meat.
I love it.
You put a sign like that up in the middle of a town square, you're going to get a congregation.
We dreamily haze back to the solicitations from the meat salesperson, from the butcher, shouting what meat was on sale.
So, okay, go on.
You go ahead, Quip. What do you got?
No, but what are the free meats that are going? And then can I talk to you first before anybody else, before the other 2 arrive?
Sure. All right. Yeah, you and I can have a conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
I get 3. So I have some nice boar meat.
Ah.
I have just your general garden variety mutton, if you want any mutton.
Fruit of the sheep.
Yes, and then I do have some pork available too, which I don't have too much of that, but that if you want something special and tasty, I got some pork.
Absolutely.
So
I'm standing in the line, and Grunt's behind me in the line, and I don't know him, and I look behind me, and I'm like, he's been there for hours.
Oh,
asking about
God,
the
I
meat.
am desperate for some free meat.
So just to clarify, all the meat is free.
No, the meat is not free. You think the meat is free?
It said free meat. The sign said free meat.
The mutton is free if you're here during happy hour.
And when was that?
It's right now.
Oh, I'll take all your mutton, please.
All the mutton? This is, this is an honor system, like a buffet. You're not.
I am well aware, sir.
I punched Quip in the back of the head.
Oh!
Hey,
Mutton for sale! Mutton for sale!
I'll take some mutton.
Ah, yes, we have a first time buyer here.
Yes, please.
5 gold.
5 gold. I only have 3.
Ah, that'll do.
Thank you.
The butcher has to file for a bankruptcy because he didn't keep doing his happy hour.
As we cut forward out of the memory to walking along the forest path, as you pass by like the skeleton with a meat cleaver and a butcher's apron just on the ground in the forest.
You got me such a good deal on that mutton, Quip. Such a good deal on that mutton.
Thank you. Wasn't it, Grunt? That meat was so rotten.
So rotten. But you did me a solid, and I appreciate that. And we've been friends ever since.
I did you a great deal on that meat, and I've kept you round.
You did. Thank you so much. You're so good to me.
And I guess I was so lonely, I would have made friends with anyone.
And you did. Thank you so much, RIDDEE.
Guys, look, I don't know if you noticed, but there's the skeleton of the butcher, obviously, with his signature axe.
That
there.
could be any butcher. Why be guilty about just a butcher's death? Happens every day in the city.
To honor the butcher, I make a tree out of his bones.
I think that was desecrating him.
That's a war crime, isn't it?
No, that was an honor.
In the afterlife, I feel agitated and pained by whatever.
I want you to roll
Was
for
it
dexterity.
Naggin Lord?
Yes,
Lord,
go ahead.
Is it just his skeleton? Is he wearing anything?
He's wearing like a butcher's apron, but it looked
I'll
like
take
at the
that
end
butcher's
when he
apron if
moved to
that's
the
okay with
forest, that's
everybody.
all he had left. So he was probably in the buff except for a butcher's apron.
Well, I'll take the butcher's apron if that's all right with all you guys.
You pop the butcher's apron on.
swing around the midriff.
Does it
Yeah,
fit?
for sure. Oh, yeah, you don't want to put it on so there's a bum out the back. No. You've already figured
I'm
it
gonna
out.
wrap it right around here, so it's not actually covering anything except for just beneath my chest. That's what I want.
That is what you're now wearing.
Thank
As you are walking along the forest path, you feel around you a sort of like a mystical heaviness about the air. But as you're walking, it just feels like you're going downhill and everything's cool and everything's groovy and you're walking along having a good time. You're heading south, but that's not how things feel. You're walking along the road and everything feels real good until all of a sudden you fall into a pit and you can see that in the forest, a little figure is stepping out towards you. And that little figure...
Hang on, I'm getting a wig. Wait a second.
And vines form a prison around you.
Keep talking. I'm getting a wig.
A little figure.
And vines form a prison around you, so you are
Keep going.
trapped in a cage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Sorry,
good.
trapped in a cage with the little thing.
No,
Or-
he's standing outside of the cage. You've fallen into a prison, and you can see that it's like vines have formed over the top, so that you're in a pit. And overhead, there are vines that form the bars of the prison.
Gotcha.
I'm so impressed with everybody's costumes that I just grabbed a wig at random, so I don't know if this is going to be any good.
I think we're just impressed that you have wigs by your desk.
You got
Emergency wigs.
Yeah, I have emergency wigs.
They're
Hang
all
on.
on mannequin heads, just all.
This is amazing,
It's
Will,
just
because if you go to your character description, you are on number 3 right now. If you can go to the forest on your background as well.
Phyllis Diller.
Yeah, it's a Phyllis Diller inspired species.
So
I think this is pretty good for just grabbing a wig at random. Forest.
I think it's really good. In
Yeah,
front of you,
this is the wig I would have gotten even with a lot of time and planning.
a 3-foot tall figure steps out before you. You can see that it is a little goblin fella, and he steps out before you and leans in and says,
What's going on? Listen, I'm so sorry that you've fallen into my trap, but I put that sorry in quotes because I'm not sorry. And I am going to make you play some games with me.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Yeah, I'll tell you this. I used to belong to a pretty pleasant little goblin society, but I was kicked out for enjoying these games too much. And so now whoever falls into my trap must play them.
What do you mean too much?
Well, I just, to me, a game's got to be interesting. You have to, the stakes to me is what makes a game work. So,
and you were in a club that insisted there be no stakes to any game.
That's right. My society loved games, but only unimportant ones with no stakes.
Was your society Andy Warhol's The Factory, and are you Andy Warhol?
What are you saying?
I think he was Andy Warhol's agent in the 60s.
I think this is an authentic goblin look, and it's just that you are just so unworldly that you've never lots of goblins look like this. Okay.
All right, fine. We'll play the games. I mean, I'm insecure because I have really low intelligence.
I'd love to play a game.
What do you have? Yeah. What are you good at?
Whatever turns you on.
Whoa. Okay.
I don't know. I don't mean that. He just
Right,
seemed
come on.
I don't want that.
It's a very small cage. All of you are like here and here against one another.
Mr. Goblin, sir. Can I call you Mr. Goblin?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's me. I'm a real-looking, authentic goblin.
I usually refer to people by their apparent race. What happens if we don't win the game?
You're going to be gambling some skill points.
Oh. I was hoping for something a bit more interesting.
Could you all please pick skill points to gamble? So you're either going to be gambling your strength, dexterity, intelligence, or charisma or wisdom. So you can say what you're gambling. So if you get best 2 out of 3 on this game, you're going to be getting a +1 to that. So if you were -2, you'd go to -1. If you're +1, you'd go to +2. If you don't get best 2 out of 3 on this game, you'll go minus that number in that skill point by 1. So you're playing for a + or -1 in what skill? Stephen Bradley.
Strength, please.
Strength for you.
Yes.
Gotcha. Ronan.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Erin.
Dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay, great. So
I mean, what even is that?
like-
dexterity.
I'm joking. I know what dexterity.
I don't know, but I got a lot of it.
We all know what you're coming for. We've got strength, wisdom, and dexterity. What we're going to do now is we're going to play a game of Am I Wearing a Hat? And for the sake of this, Will, we're going to play Am I Wearing a Wig? So what this is a game where we play, where it's going to be, we're going to black out your screen, and then we're going to reveal 3 times. And each time I would like you to be in a binary state of what I call Schrodinger's hat, in that you'll either be yes, wearing a hat, or no, not wearing a hat. So we'll black your screen out, and then I want you to pop on a hat, pop on your wig, or don't. So you'll either be wearing a wig, yes or no. We're going to do that 3 times. Okay,
You want wig or hat?
If you have another hat handy, that's fine. But let's just, like, if you're just sitting there at a desk, let's do wig or no wig. That's fine.
No, I'm going to get another wig to put on top of this wig.
Amazing. Thank you so much for
Very good. Thank you.
your commitment to this, and I'm glad that
Naggin Lord, while we're
Go
just
ahead.
waiting for more wigs for the goblin, can I just say, wouldn't it be interesting if, because they're all cramped in a cage, if Grunt tried to turn into another animal to try and make more room in the cage?
or less room.
Or less
No, I'm
room, but
fine.
probably more room statistically.
I'm ready.
Just throwing the idea out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine here in my little apron around my.
I know you're fine, Grunt, but your ass is directly on my neck.
Okay,
I don't mind.
well,
It just feels like a big strong rug.
What?
Thank
Feels like
you.
a rug?
Him. Grunt.
that's very nice. That's the nicest thing I've ever been told.
Will, are you back?
I am.
And you have a hat, or you have a second wig, is it?
So here's what's going to be. So my goblin, the hair you saw was his real hair and not a wig.
Sure.
So the goblin will either have a wig on top of that, what might look like 2 wigs, but is actually a wig on top of very real goblin hair,
Sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
or just the goblin hair that you saw before. So that's those are the 2.
The real
binaries.
goblin hair.
Amazing.
real
So
goblin
what we're
hair.
going to do next is, Will, I'm going to ask you to get into a state of either wearing a wig or not wearing a wig. Okay.
That's it.
And
That's
we're
it.
going to give 30 seconds to our 3 players to decide yes or no. So
I
your 30
think
seconds starts now.
He's wearing a wig.
I
He's
think
wearing a
he's
wig.
not- I think he's not. He's just wearing the one wig. So his goblin hair.
well,
I think
No,
the same
I'm
thing.
thinking we're going to see a wig on top of the hair.
I would say I would have to agree with Quip here now.
Thank
just
you,
feels,
bro.
it feels
Why?
right.
Why
No,
are you
that's
saying
why
that?
he-
Why?
Because
I don't want to, if
Put up
he
by
can
his
hear us,
hair.
I don't want to try and guess his mind at the moment. I don't want to play into his games, but I don't trust the little goblin man, and I know he's going I want to say he's going to be wearing one. I want to go with intuition on
All
this.
right, I'll go with majority rules, but I'm going to be very passive aggressive if I was right.
Round
Oh,
one.
no different. Great. All right.
Round one, we have voted that he is wearing a wig.
Yes.
So
Will,
hair
can you
wig.
please reveal your screen? He
Yes.
was! Hooray! That's
Knew it.
of 3 so far.
And let,
You've got to
and
do
let me
this
tell you,
2
Goblin,
more
you
times.
look fabulous.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Will, could you please blank out your screen again and put yourself into another state of Schrodinger's wig?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Not yet.
He is both not wearing a wig and wearing a wig at the same time, regardless.
Very, very cool.
Okay, I'm
Let us
ready
know
now.
when you're ready, Will, so everyone can get
I'm
a
ready.
feel.
I'm ready.
Okay, amazing. Another 30 seconds on the clock. Go ahead.
He's wearing the 2 wigs.
He's wearing the 2 wigs. All right.
I think the same. Yeah, I would have said the
Yeah.
same. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're locked
Okay,
in.
all right.
Locked
That's
in.
unanimous yes, wearing 2 wigs. Will, please reveal. He was wearing the 2 wigs again!
All
got that
right.
little goblin pegged.
Okay. You have succeeded
pegged
in the
him.
best 2 out of 3. If you want to make it more interesting, you can double or nothing for the next one. Yes or no. And it will be plus or minus 2 to that same skill point. You can walk away with your +1, or you can gamble it all for a +2 or a -2.
Gamble it all.
Grunt!
I'm sorry. It's
This guy's already bought 2 units of urine today, and he's ripped the apron off the skeleton.
yeah, Naggin Lord, I crack open one of the urns. God, all
You
this
get
thing
that
is
shit
so
away
hot.
from me, Grunt!
Roll for strength,
Okay.
please, for your constitution to see how it affects you on your insides.
Can
Any
I
more
just ask a
energy?
question? Quip and yeah, just Quip. Sorry, the urine of the goat. What is that for? Why do people buy that?
Good luck.
Just good luck. So it's
You
is
can
it
bless things with it. It brings good luck and it means a happy home.
is
And
it
I
for
thought-
consumption?
No.
I
Okay.
drink the urine.
Okay. You rolled a 15.
Yes.
Oh wow, it's fine. It doesn't have any real negative effects whatsoever.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Disappointing.
Let's-
My diet, I mean, the sheep's diet has been chaotic.
right, we better
want-
get to guessing.
Do you want to
All right,
gamble
double or
again?
nothing?
Yeah.
I say double or nothing.
Okay,
Double or
amazing. Double or nothing, plus or minus 2 to strength, wisdom, and dexterity. Could you please black out your screen one more time, Will, and put yourself in a state where you are either wearing a wig or you are not wearing a wig? Let us know when you're ready.
Give me a second.
Oh, a clue.
Okay.
No, don't do that.
Okay, 30 seconds. Players, deliberate.
Fuck it,
Still
wig
in the
again.
wig.
Wig, yeah, wig again.
Gotta be still in the wig.
3
Yeah, I
yeses
think so.
for wig. If you're correct on this, you go +2 to those skill points. If you are incorrect, you go -2. Could we please get a reveal from the little goblin fella? Is he wearing a wig? He was wearing a wig! You did it! Congratulations!
I knew it.
You
can't
all
help
take
but feel
a
that
Real
wig
rock,
is still-
another game, Goblin, another game.
What
mean,
strength?
but
What's
Part of me
who was
suspected that suddenly he'd have 5 wigs.
Don't dare
who
me.
was-
I might have that many.
what is your strength now? Who was rolling for strength?
Oh, that's me.
What is your strength now? +2.
Oh, +3.
+3 now. Was a +1, went to a +3.
Yeah.
Ronan, as Quip, tell me, what is your wisdom?
0.
It's a 0 now. Amazing. Not so good,
Attaboy,
not so
Quip.
bad.
I pat
Erin.
Quip on the back.
Yes.
Good on you, Quip.
I suddenly feel wiser. Risk everything.
I was at 2 dexterity, so now I'm at 4.
At 4, amazing. You all awkwardly clamber up out of the receding vines of the small prison, and you're standing there saying goodbye to the little goblin fella.
Bye. I guess we could have
Bye,
just climbed out
Goblin.
whenever.
I
It's good
really
time,
like
yeah.
your hair.
Hey, thanks so much.
No
This is-
problem at all. It's
Yeah.
very nice.
See you later. I don't know who Andy Warhol is, but I hope that was a compliment, Righty. Thank you.
It was.
I hope I see you again.
Bye.
As you're walking away, you turn back and he shouts some several words of a sentence with some advice about the rest of your adventure.
May the wheels of your wagon always be greasy.
Oh,
Great
well.
advice. Thank you.
The goblins are such a
disappears.
noble people.
Yeah.
More of
So
a well
wise.
wish than a piece of advice, but I'll take
Yeah.
it.
I couldn't. Was I supposed to give real advice there? I'm
No,
checking
not at all. No, that's
the little
absolutely
goblin
perfect.
email. Yeah, that's just something us goblins say to each other.
Absolutely
beautiful
perfect.
culture, the
Well done.
goblins.
I know.
You are walking along the forest path, leaving the goblin friend behind you. As you're walking along the road, you come out of the magical section of the forest, and you are into more of like a sort of a regular forest without that sort of heavy magical feel. Things feel a bit more like you're trudging uphill, but you can feel the forest around you becoming more and more filled with light. The trees are thinning, and you eventually walk out into a sort of a grassland area, and you can see before you, across a grassland path and up a hill, is the giant town of Vodka Vale. And Vodka Vale is there in front of you, and you're all standing outside the forest looking up at the great town of Vodka Vale.
Wow.
Gee whiz.
What does the town look like? Does it look like a welcoming sort of place, or?
It looks more industrial than Ballyfull of Cans, where you came from. It looks like a city where there's like the sound of, you know, like grinding wheels and people hitting things with hammers and stuff.
I bet there's some
People
bloody
hitting
blacksmiths
things with
in there.
hammers.
Dunk is a honking, you know, like a mechanical beast might hunk. A donkey
Yes.
is honking.
Exactly. Like
Finally, a
Stone
real
style
city.
mechanical beast made out of animals.
Is
Yes.
it easy just to, can we just walk in?
You can walk
Just like
up
a-
to the gate, but at the gate there is a town guard standing there,
Okay.
and there's
Yeah,
two
which
other
background
armed
should I
guards
have
behind
here?
that guard, and there's one big guard standing there, and he seems to be like chatting to people on the way in and asking them what their business is as they walk into the town of Vodka.
Naggin Lord, I'm just wondering if a new friend might appear, what would our adventurers be looking at in terms of maybe what you might call a background?
Yeah, for sure. That would be what, number 4.
Yes, what we all know that is.
It would be
Number
sort of an industrial looking town with a drawbridge and giant city walls.
Right. And cool, that's rad.
Beautiful.
Hey. Hey.
You step up to see a town guard who looks like not quite the head of the town guards, but like a deputy or somebody like that who's got a bit of power. And this town guard is standing at the front of the gates of Vodka Vale, checking people and seeing what their business is as they walk into the town.
All right. Well, what do you guys?
Before we walk up to there, we're at a time we're going to check in with Jordan, our dice lord. So we're going to get to the town guard, who, let's say you guys are all walking up a hill and it's taken like a really long time, like your feet keep slipping in mud and you're just
That urine is really repeating on
the
me.
guard
let me tell
sees
you.
that you're next in the queue, but it's taking a long time for you to walk up along the way. Let me pop over to Jordan here, our dice lord, and see how he is doing. Jordan, hello.
Oh,
Welcome
hello.
back.
Naggin
I'm
Lord,
here
thank
again
you.
to see you and check in and say hello. We're at the end of Act 2. How are we doing?
We're doing well. Can I just say I'd prefer if you just let me know you were coming.
Yeah, sure. It is. The bottom half of this does not look like this. So
Yes. Oh, yes. Just stand there on that clean bit. You know what? It might be the shoe shine that I've been drinking, but I'm having a wonderful time. What an array of characters we've met along the way. Am I right?
Absolutely.
I particularly enjoyed what seemed to me the lonely goblin. I know he came across chirpy and gamey, but I feel like he was lonely, and the guys just left him. They just left him. They just said thanks for the game.
I said I hope to see you again.
Yeah, but you said it in the everything, which is extremely sarcastic. So I would like our adventurers to take one swig as a penance for their rudeness towards a man who offered them free entertainment.
everyone will take
Free
one
entertainment.
swig each for not treasuring the little goblin
I would
fella.
have come away from that less wise if I had lost. That wasn't free.
Yes.
I mean, it seemed like his thing was trapping people, and if he made friends, you can't trap your friends.
Yeah.
Can you
You
not?
can't put somebody in a cage.
You know
and
you're
expect them
talking to someone who's stuck in a dice, right?
You're not our friend.
And this is not what?
We can't even hear this conversation. Adventurers, we can be silent. We can't hear this.
What?
Oh,
Or maybe
fair.
we can.
Can
They
we?
can hear the far off sad rumblings of a small dice that one of them keeps on their person.
Okay,
And
one,
can I?
two.
And I would like to say that I am really, really interested in this guard character, and I cannot wait to hear his first self-released album,
Standing by.
which I imagine to
cool.
be 1980s techno.
Yeah.
With an industrial synthesizer feel.
You've got him pegged.
Yeah.
He's also a really popular substitute history teacher at the local high school.
But I feel,
keys
you
when
know
I
what?
drive the van.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone should be rewarded.
Yeah.
Everyone should be rewarded for doing so well in the game, even though they were rude. So I want them to be rewarded with 2 swigs
Okay.
for penance, but then I want them to be punished with an extra swig for the rudeness.
Gotcha. So they already took the rudeness one, I believe. So that's another 2, right?
Yes, but also
Amazing.
Wait.
they were rude. I feel like they were rude to me
3
just
swigs
then,
for
even though I
everybody.
couldn't hear them.
Oh. So 3 now. 3 swigs.
Yeah.
I think you can hear us. We just can't hear you.
I imagine she's talking to me.
Well, I'm going to get out of here. Jordan, our dice
Steve,
lord.
can you do me a favor? At some, sorry, Naggin Lord. At some point, do you mind letting me out?
Yeah, out of the dice.
Out of the dice.
The thing about that is that I have to go now, so maybe we could
Yeah.
talk about that at another kind of point when I'm. And we're back in our adventure as our three heroes are walking up the hill, finally getting up towards a guard who has been waiting patiently for you to walk up the entire hill. You come up to his knee level first, and then you're finally up, looking at the guard standing in front of him, and he says,
If anybody wants a copy of my new record, it's called Journeys into Wonder. It's an all keyboard and drums experiment. That's just for free if you want that.
It's for free?
I'll take it.
Is it
Yeah, for free? Yeah.
Is it free?
Yeah, it's free. Yeah.
How many copies do you have?
I got like 4 or 5 on me.
I'll take 5.
This chest
All my
that you have-
copies?
Yes, please. I'm a big fan.
This chest that you have next to you with all these records in it, it's not just records. What are what's on these tapes?
Some of these are mixtapes I've made for various ex-girlfriends who no longer speak to me. Some of these are just I've some found sounds around town. I sort of just get sounds of just random things. What brings you all to where are we? Is this Vodka Vale?
This is Vodka Vale.
What brings you to Vodka Vale?
Sorry, just confirming. Did I get those records?
Yeah, you have their cassette. Yeah, 5 records. There you go.
Brilliant. I'm very happy with these.
We're party planners, and we just came from the other town. We're just looking at all the towns to see about.
Well, you come to the right place, because what I generally do is I greet people, and just if you need directions anywhere, I can help you out with that. That's sort of what I mostly do. If you need to find some place.
Could I get Radio Shift to roll for charisma to see if that story goes over that well with the guard?
Uh-oh.
I would like to add that if this story does go over well, you'll have to explain to the guard your roles out of the 3 of you in this party planning company.
Okay.
Okay.
Easy.
So
Location.
it's a 20.
Oh,
Hey.
amazing. Very good.
There you go.
Wow, party planners. That's a heck of
The
a
guard
title.
has a party he needs a plan for.
This is fantastic. Yeah, I'm having an anniversary of the first year my band got together.
Cool.
What
Yeah.
year? What anniversary?
Number 1. It's our first year. So we've
Guard,
made it-
we're weary travelers / party planners. Would you delight us with a song off of your album? Perhaps
yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Oh,
No
cool.
Stand by.
He
Hey, Quip.
rummages in the chest, and the other guards look like, oh, brother.
All right, let's do it.
Whoa!
Yeah, I built this. This is an instrument that's never been seen before. Let's do it. Ready?
The axe makes sound.
Blood and guts and treasure is what we want to find. Whether it's in the back of a ship or under a pig's rind, we'll find our glory, we'll kill the bad guys, we'll find our quest so true. And when we get to the end of our journey, we'll know that it was about me and you.
Oh, wow.
Excellent.
The
so much.
guards
Hey,
begrudgingly clap as
Nobody's
as
ever asked
people
me to
waiting
play
to
music
see-
before. I'm
Oh,
so
lovely. If
I wonder
we
what
were
that song is called.
Grunt.
If we were adventurers, that would truly be a great anthem for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grunt, did you enjoy
Wait.
that?
I loved it. I thought that was amazing.
Would you like a copy?
What?
To
Of
take home?
course. I would love a copy. How much?
5 gold.
I don't have any gold. Could you spot me a 5?
I can give you a loan.
Yes, I 100%, absolutely. And the
100% interest, absolutely. You got it. All right, 5 gold.
all right, I'll take 2 maybe just to be on the safe side in case I lose 1, seeing that I have no pockets on my
10
foot.
gold. You get 2 copies, and then I'll get
Thank you.
20 gold.
I
Next time
scoop
it's
up QUIP and I hop on Grunt's back.
Oh.
And I look and I say, let's go.
Yay!
Yeah. Bye.
Guard,
Bye, guys.
thank you so much for the anthem. If we were adventurers, we would sing that all the time.
every single
Alas,
day.
we are just party planners.
I believe you.
Because we're just party planners, nothing else other than that.
I bought that story 100%.
Well,
You know,
fabulous.
the
'cause
hard
it's
thing
true.
about being party planners is that, like, when you have a party coming up, you're like, are people gonna come?
Yeah.
That's,
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
It's
think
like
the
that
most
when you have
difficult thing of a
gigs.
party planning is.
It's like that when you have gigs. I get it. Good luck. Good luck in Vodka, Vale.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
The megazord that you have formed, you all trot into town, into the village square of Vodka Vale. And you can see that there's a lot of hustle and bustle, but not in the way like where people are getting ready for a festival. A different kind of hustle and bustle of a town that's just busy with people doing different things. And there is different shops around the place. There's a blacksmith. There's a potion shop. There is a clothing shop, and there's a sign that you can see that says to the docks, and you remember that you're probably going to have to get a boat to go south to head on your adventure along the river. And so you can see a sign heading down towards the docks, and you can also see a jobs board in the middle of town that has different jobs on it. And of course, there is an inn as well, where there's people drinking and fighting and dancing and drinking more.
All right.
Okay.
Shall
Fellas, should
we?
we go into the potion shop?
Oh,
In?
I'd love to go into the potion shop. I'm all about that. Let's do it.
The
Gotcha.
inn?
Is there?
There's an inn, yes.
All right. I'll go ahead. I'll catch you boys later.
Okay, we
All right,
can
so
split
we're
up.
gonna send trouble.
We can split up briefly as Grunt and RIDDEE pop into the potion shop with a ding ding, and QUIP wanders over to the inn and walks in through the swinging doors. We'll start with the potion shop. Erin and Stephen.
Hello.
Ding ding, ding ding.
Hey, welcome.
Hi.
Potion shop salesman.
You
Thanks
got a
for-
lovely potion shop here.
It's
Oh, thank you
lovely.
so
We're
much.
just we're weary party planners, just
Yeah.
wandering
Wow.
through.
Yeah.
I have
Partying
a party
a
I
lot.
need planning, actually.
Oh.
So if you're in the market for a new client, I'd like to hire you.
Oh,
What
well,
kind of?
I guess I reach into my bag where I do have I have parchment and ink, and I take it out as if it's like where I write things down. What I'll ask you what I always ask people. What's the vibe? What's the vibe at the beginning, and then what's the vibe at the end?
Yeah. Where do you want to end
desire
up?
two different things.
This party?
Mm-hmm.
You want to know who the party's for or what the occasion is? You're curious.
We'll get to that.
We like to ask that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now.
I'd like
No,
to
we'll
start
ask that.
the vibe,
Yeah.
start the vibe friendly and have it end raucously.
Oh wow,
Right.
cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Classic.
Great.
Cool,
Right.
cool.
And
Is
who's
it-
party for?
My daughter, she's turning 16.
16.
Oh.
Okay. It's a big deal.
She's the light of my
Yeah.
life. She's the light of my life. I
Oh,
just
that's
like to
very
throw-
cute.
Yep.
That's very
Is
nice.
So- hoping to
she-
throw
what's
her
her
a big-
deal? Is she fun? Is she nasty? Is she?
She's pretty nasty. No, I'm glad you asked. I love her, but she's really nasty. She's a mean little sour thing, and she takes pleasure in just sort of casting anger about. But she's the light of my life. She's the light of my life. But
You have a
nasty
lovely
is the
picture of her over the counter. It's
Yep,
yeah,
that's
it's
her.
very. She looks very angry.
Yeah.
This was and I was begging her to smile. This is as happy.
Does she have a pet goblin? Does she have a goblin as a pet? Is that what I'm seeing in that picture?
Yes, friend, really, but sort of a
Okay.
pet. Yeah,
I guess
pet
it's just
goblin.
Yeah.
You're good at
Okay,
spotting
oh.
goblins. You can see the gray hair and the big glasses on this.
Yeah, we
guy
met.
here.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
This is
planned
not-
a party for him.
Yeah. He vouched for us.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I'm just gonna.
Anyway, so we're doing this party. It's
For you.
it's an agricultural party. It's for a bunch of farmers, and the like the main event of this party. And like, I'm not going to question other cultures. Just
She
She never
practice.
does. She never does.
No judgment
But,
here. Yeah.
That's the truth.
Something they do at the end of the party, they have they take a goat and they shrink the goat and put it in their pocket and take it away.
Yeah.
And they said this to me and I was like, okay. And they're like,
crazy.
no, get a potion for it. Is there anything, like, we just want this kind of, is there anything that would help make this party work with that?
I have stuff like that. Let me just check the back room for a second.
Yeah.
Do I have anything like this?
Yeah, there's a little guy back there who's like behind a curtain. He's like, yeah. Give them the goat shrinking potion. It
that
costs
one. Yes, of
45
course.
gold.
45?
Yeah, 45. Yeah.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
great. I don't know why I had to ask. I should have thought. Well, I do have, I don't know if this will do you for what you're asking, but I have a goat shrinking potion. Is that?
Oh,
That's,
wow. That's
yeah.
exactly what we honestly, like, we thought we'd just get something like approximately like that, but that's,
It
yeah.
only shrinks goats. If you try to shrink something else, it won't work. It's 45 gold.
He'll turn it inside out.
Yeah. Anything else you try to shrink will horrifically turn inside out. So be careful with this.
How does it work?
That's a good question. You know, I don't know. I'm not so much of a watchworks kind of guy. I'm just glad it tells time, you know. Probably just crushes the atoms together painfully, and then
I guess I mean, do I throw it at the goat? Do I drink it myself?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, the topical application.
How do I administer it? Oh, okay. Okay.
You pour the potion on the goat and it'll shrink.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
And it's you know, if most of it gets on there has to be a certain critical mass of the potion for it to take effect. So if you get like a couple drops on you, you'll be fine. But if you break it and spill it onto yourself in like total, you will horrifically turn inside out. So just don't break the bottle. Be careful with it.
It's like you're reading my notes. It's
Righty,
There's
can I talk to you for a
a
second?
little wiggle room. Like if your intention is to spill in the goat, you do it, you'll be fine. But if it shatters, and even if it's on an inanimate object, that inanimate object will turn inside out.
Yeah. Sounds pretty
Okay.
dangerous.
Naggin Lord, how much gold do we have?
Oh, your gold from before? Let me double check.
All my gold is in records and urine.
Well, I know that. Sorry, Naggin Lord. I know that Grunt owes 20 gold to.
Grunt,
owes 20. Righty, you have
still
4.
a gorilla?
Huh?
Are you still a gorilla?
No, I'm just
no, he's just a big naked man in an apron.
Okay. I don't think we have enough gold.
Righty, I do have other ability. Like I could turn into a spider and I could steal it. This is a thing I can do. Like I don't have my money. I spent all of my money.
Sorry.
on
We're
urine.
just talking about how many of these we want to buy.
Yeah. It's a big party. It's a big party.
While discussing that, we're going to try jump back over to the inn where QUIP is hanging out inside the inn. We're going to see what he's up to. It's been 4 minutes.
I lost the brim of my hat. I got a real rush off the gambling earlier, and then I bet the brim of my hat.
And you lost it.
I lost. I didn't win.
I want you to roll for perception to see if you can hear any of the goings on about town, and you're going to need to roll pretty high as a drunk person to see if any of it goes in.
Yeah.
I never said I was drunk.
And then unfortunately, if you roll lower than a 10, your little voice inside your head says, "Just take another swig." So you've rolled an 8.
Oh, that's pretty low.
Oh no!
Where did I put the thing? Okay.
We cut back to you.
I didn't even buy this here.
You hear fuck all. We cut back to the potion shop where Riddee and Grunt are turning back around to say what they want to say to the salesperson.
You turn into a spider and I'll punch him in the skull and I'll grab the potion.
Wait. Why do I need to turn into a spider then?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. You turn into a spider and we'll scare him and just snatch the. A spider's not going to be able to carry the.
Okay.
I don't know why we have to resort to violence. It just doesn't seem necessary that we need to punch him in the head.
I'm sorry that I grew up in a culture that is rich with violence.
I'm sorry, I'm an orc. All right, I know about violence. Okay, I feel like we could probably get away with not hurting this man. I beat
Okay,
I beat half a guy to
tried-
death. I beat a guy to death with half of another guy earlier on.
What
Like,
is your
that
charisma?
brutal. Huh?
Grant, we'll ask, maybe ask him for it. Just ask him for it and say we'll pay him back later. We'll
Okay.
ask him for it in exchange for planning his nasty daughter's birthday.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Hey, how are ya?
Shopkeeper.
Yeah.
We're wondering if there's any chance we could get one of those potions just on, I guess, loan, and we could pay you back later on, and maybe in
Sounds
exchange.
good to me.
for,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Great.
Okay.
Hey, you don't have a brother who's a blacksmith by any chance? Do you?
Yeah, I
He's
do.
sort of
Yeah.
familiar.
Great guy. Great guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's a lovely man.
Yeah.
know?
No. I mean, well, we had a bit of a run-in
I'm
earlier.
sure it's great because he's a joy. He's a joy.
He's I don't
He's
know.
at
I
it-
get,
in his soul, he's just a ray of light. You know what I mean? He's just sunshine. He's just sunshine and happiness.
yeah, we mustn't be talking about the same guy. I don't know. Like that's not the
only
guy I met.
blacksmith, only blacksmith for miles. I'm sure it's the same guy.
I can see that this is heating up, so I'm worried that we're gonna lose the deal. So I
Look, he's not a good guy. He gave me a lot of shit earlier on, and
Talk about my brother?
yeah, your brother.
Get out of my shop, you jerk! Get out of here!
I grab the goat potion.
Oh,
Hey, come back here with
You
that.
do. You successfully grab the goat. Oh wait, actually roll for it. Roll for dexterity to try and grab the goat potion. Dexterity is now +4, right? Jordan, roll and add +4.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Can I just say, Grunt? It seems like you're the problem if someone who's a ray of light doesn't like you. You're the problem. So just maybe think about that
Of
after
course
this
his brother
roll.
would say that.
Okay.
Roll and add 4, Jordan.
It's a 15.
It's a 15.
right.
Very cool. All right, you grab the potion and you run out of the shop as the shopkeeper, the potion shopkeeper, yells a curse word at you before the little ding of the bell.
Blindle.
Oh my God.
That's right. You're racist. That's what I said. You're racist.
You walk out into the town square as you bump into QUIP, MONTOFFREY, DEVERE, and all three of you. All three of you are standing in the town square as QUIP is angling for change, playing the bagpipes in front of people. QUIP, I'd like you to roll for charisma, please, to see how you're bagpiping, how much gold it might get you.
Quip, I'd just like to let everyone know that your trousers are down, by the way. You've rolled a 1. You've rolled a 1.
Holy shit. You are playing a tune that's it's a real, not the favorite around town. The people are angry. Some of them are throwing rocks and poop. One of them takes 2 gold pieces from you, and you lose 2 health points by someone throwing rocks at your head.
Oh, God.
Your 2 adventurer friends walk up to you to try and help.
Hey, little sneaky pants. What's happened?
Oh, a whole lot's happened. It's fine. It's fine. I shouldn't have gone to the inn.
Oh,
Shouldn't have
All
gone
right.
Quip.
I scoop him up and I put him in a fantasy version of a baby Bjorn, which is like
Yes.
it's
looks
just
like
my
Wicker.
outfit, basically.
It looks like wicker.
Looks like wicker.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like handcrafted
It
wicker.
does.
Mm.
It really does.
This is incredibly uncomfortable.
You 3 are walking together, comfortably or no, walking along the side of the town square, and you can see from the town square, you can see the dock area where there are ships going intermittently. About once every hour, they go down along the river. And nearby, there's a dock worker who's standing there and explains how things generally go in the dock world, in that ships around here only go once every hour. And he also explains that they cost 30 gold each for a ticket down south.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. It used to be a lot cheaper when I was a kid, but you know, the economy, this place, it's 30 gold once an hour.
and you see that a ship has just left from the dock. And on that ship, you can see an evil, shadowy figure surrounded by mercenaries, someone you have seen once before this day, someone who's holding a very, very attractive goat in his arm. And he looks at you and sees that there will be no following of you for an hour with 30 gold each to get on the next boat to go down the river. He looks at you and screams,
Tough shit, nerds.
Oh, what?
Lord Shycrack is escaping with the goat. You know that you must gain 30 gold each, and you must get on the next ship going south. The road on the side of the river is treacherous. There's no other way to go except for the river. You're standing there in the center of the town square of Vodka Vale. You can see that Lord Shycrack has escaped from your clutches with the goat. You know that you must do something to get money and to get on that ship and head south in order to stop him. You turn around and see the jobs board behind you. And before we see it, that's where we're going to leave our adventure for this week. You've done such a good job this week on Dungeons and Naggins. Thank you so much. Let's go to the last check-in with Jordan, our Dice Lord over here. Jordan, how are we doing?
We're doing really well. That was an adventure for the ages, I think.
Thank you.
Well, we're excited to get back to it next week. What do you think of penance or rewards for any of our players?
So the rewards, the party planning. I mean, I want to give one reward for the idea of party planning, but I want to give an extra punishment because there's 2 party plans that you've walked out on without actually finalizing the deal, which would have got you a lot of gold.
Some money up front, maybe.
Well,
2 shots for Erin.
I mean, a poor guard, poor electro-industrial album guard. He just watched you go into the distance. You're supposed to be celebrating his anniversary for his band. What was the band called again? Sorry.
Jordan, in the realm of what
Journey
Steve
into,
was going for, Will, you can attest that the guard had a lot of information about what was going on in the town, right?
Yes.
Oh, right.
But he was obsessed with his band, which are called...
I was so happy you let me play a song. I was going to dish a bunch of info, but you were just on your way.
Oh, no. I would have stayed there forever. Honestly, I was enjoying it so much. I was like, oh, no, maybe we've spent too much time here because I'm just so into it.
That guy's he's a nice guy. He just likes his band.
He did seem like a really good guy.
He did.
Maybe he'll be
he's
hanging out
good.
next week with a different accent, but the same information. You never know.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
But I want to give two swigs to everyone there. One's a punishment and one's a reward. The idea was great. The execution was flawed.
Very cool.
Very nice.
I also want to give 1 extra for Grunt because he seems universally hated. He has people in the surrounding area who are known to be great guys. Ray of Sunshine does not get thrown around a lot.
What? Why would his brother describe him as anything other than a ray of sunshine? Like I like it's hardly. That's hardly telling of what his actual true character is. And I'm lovely. I turned into a gorilla. And
oh, cool! Because everyone who says I'm lovely is lovely. Great. Okay. That's how that works. Oh, thank you for telling me you're lovely. Okay. You may have 1 swig there, Grunt.
Thank you.
But all in all, a successful. Well, some things were established.
And what about QUIP MONTOFFREY DEVERE?
QUIP, I want to give you 2 swigs for being able to play the bagpipes incredibly well, by the way. And I'm surprised that you weren't recruited into this band as a bagpipe player. But with your trousers down, being blind drunk, that is some skill and a half. That's muscle memory, and I really appreciate it.
Baby. That's known.
So I want you to have two swigs there, and one of those swigs is a sympathy swig for losing the rim of your hat.
Amazing.
Which you quite clearly have a gambling problem.
I've just remembered.
I'd never gambled before in my life until about 10 minutes ago.
The sweet honey of goblin gambling.
I've just remembered, Jordan, our dice lord, that I should have been in with you the whole time, chatting to you in the dice before. I was just talking to them in my little hat.
Yeah, sorry.
And
you were blasting my eardrums.
So thank you. I just want to say thank you so much for your services this week as dice lord. It really means a lot to all of us. and we'll be really happy to come back and find you here in this exact spot at the same time next week. We'll be continuing our adventure.
I mean, I'd like to add that I don't really have much say in it, as I am a prisoner.
Of course, you're trapped in here, and if there's anything we can do, just let us know.
Whatever. I might as well be pleasant about it. Bye.
Bye, Jordan. Thanks a million. We are at the end of our adventure for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for checking in and seeing what was going on. Thank you so much to Will Hines, our guest NPC this week.
Thank you, Will.
Thanks, Will.
Absolutely tremendous. Thank you so much for joining in this evening. We threw a lot at you, and you did fantastically. We really appreciate it.
Really fun. Yeah.
Lovely. Well, we miss you in Ireland. We hope to see you again as soon as we possibly can. And take care of yourself out there. Thank you so much, Will. And thank you to Erin McGathy as RIDDEE O'Shift. Thank you very much to Stephen Bradley as Grunt McBoom. And thank you very much to Ronan Collins as QUIP MONTOFFREY DEVERE.
Ronan Collins.
Oh my God.
Carey.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ronan. Your
Sometimes we
brilliant.
live
I love
out
the
our
show.
fantasies.
I remember Ronan Collins
from
the national
R.I.P. Ronan Collins.
remember the National Lottery as a great thing that we all used to watch.
Thank you so much to Ronan Carey as QUIP MONTOFFREY DEVERE. And I want to say a little fuck you to Ronan Collins, who didn't answer my email to be on the show here this evening. And just a little thing for everybody out here. Thank you so much to Jordan as our Dice Lord. My name is Steve Bennett. You can find out more about all of us and about Dungeons and Naggins in the link in the description below your screen here. You can catch up with our adventurers next week when they will be continuing to try and get the goat back from Lord Shidecrack on next week's adventure. That will be at 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time on next Tuesday. Which will be a certain date. I couldn't possibly tell you what. I think it's the 3rd or something. Next Tuesday. Time means nothing. Will be on the internet. You'll find out. There is a tip jar below as well. If you enjoyed the show, why not leave some money for us? Oh my God, we love money. Or you could make some fan art. If you heard a particular part of the adventure tonight that you would like to illustrate or demonstrate in some way using art.
Someone has to draw
that.
Will Hines the card.
Yeah.
And please put that into Instagram and tag Dungeons and Naggins, link in the description below again. And if you can't do that, just share this with somebody. And thank you so much for watching. This has been Dungeons and Naggins. These have been your adventurers, your guest improv NPC player, and your Dice Lord. My name is Steve Bennett, and thank you so much for watching Dungeons
and Naggins.